This nation should commit itself before this decade is out.
Ladies and gentlemen,
landing a man
the Beatles.
New homes for $14,000. Buildings that will touch the sky. And machines lifting us closer every day to a world we can only imagine. Whatever happened back then was real.
These people that are 55 years old and up can be put into other jobs quickly. And this is not Studebaker, Indiana. This is South Bend, Indiana. And gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, before we get through here, I think we're going to have to pray harder and work harder. We're going to need all the help we can get. It's going to take each and every one of us.
This is the story of you, the story of me, of independence, innovation, and strength of purpose, of $45 that can still stand in the way of a college education, of taking daily showers at a truck stop because your legs won't lift over the edge of a normal bathtub anymore, and of living in your own home for as long as you possibly can, because it's better for you, me, and everyone else for that matter too. The 60s? That's when Studebaker Corporation closed, leaving thousands of us without jobs, without retirement income, just as some of us were about to retire. From the rubble, Real Services was born. A desperately needed innovative program dedicated to one thing: helping to keep all of us as independent as we can possibly be.
When Studebaker went out in 1963, everyone in the community felt there needed to be an effort to serve older adults, particularly retraining. Les Fox was hired to retrain those older adults, and we received our first grant from the federal government, and we became a nonprofit in 1966, and then really started growing in 1967.
Nationally recognized programs like Meals on Wheels, In-Home Services, the Aging Resource Center, and the Nutrition Center were pioneered right here, because Real Services qualified for federal funds before the state of Indiana did.
We focused on mission and fiscal integrity and then innovation. We reused envelopes, for example. We picked up paper clips and reused them, that fiscal integrity piece. What we'd like to say is that we were transparent before transparency was really the buzzword. So when you prove yourself like that, then agencies in the government actually come to you.
But when something like a hot, nutritious meal is delivered by a Real Services volunteer, they're delivering something much more than just food.
Everyone I get a chance to, I talk a little bit to them. How you doing? Or how's your wife feeling? And just a little bit to cheer them up.
A lot of my clients give me hugs and say, appreciate this, Sarge. I appreciate what you're doing for me. If I can make those people happy, that's all I care about.
The only contact they may have with the outside world is with the volunteers who deliver those meals.
Some of them say, if you don't come, I don't get to see anybody. We don't just take the meal in and say, here you are and goodbye. We always stop and talk for a few minutes.
Love and independence is important for the less fortunate children among us too. That's where Audrey comes in, as part of the Real Services Foster Grandparents Program.
When I get up in the morning, I feel like, oh, this is going to be a nice day, you know, that I'm going to help somebody. Children that get the one-on-one help, they're better for it. They have a feeling that nobody cares. If you care and encourage them, they'll feel like school is better than just being at home because you care about them. I really love it.
It's one of those win-win programs that the client participates and a young person in the community participates, and you come away, after you've talked to a foster grandparent, you just come away with saying, this program makes so much sense.
This is where they've lived for the past 40 years and wanted to stay for the rest of their lives. But when Leon could no longer lift his legs over the side of their own bathtub, Mary started taking him to a truck stop for a daily shower instead.
We'd given the gentleman a roll-in shower because he couldn't get into his own bathtub. He couldn't take that step up.
I just thank the Lord that I'm here.
Real Service to come out and help you. I mean, this is just a blessing. Real Service helped us with this shower, and it's been a lifesaver. There are so many senior citizens and people that need this program, and we can't afford anything else. And it's just a blessing to have it.
The future? Latasha couldn't afford a future. A $45 application fee and affordable daycare for her daughter were the only things standing in her way of going to college and changing their lives forever.
I knew that I wanted better for myself and my daughter. I wanted to be a good example for her. I wondered whether or not I could go to school and take care of my baby and work. It was just overwhelming to me. Real Services helped me to know that there was a $45 admissions fee at IUSB that I couldn't afford, and that there was a waiver. I didn't have to pay the fee. Something as little as $45 could have kept me out of college. There was a program at the time called WDS that paid for daycare, and that was tremendous for me because that meant that I could then go to school during the day and my mom could babysit at night so I could work. Having somebody to encourage me and helping me through the process of going back to college, working through all of these different issues and listening, having somebody to just, touch base with once a month, we become more empowered. I got my bachelor's full circle, came back to family development, applied at Real Services, and now I'm doing what someone once helped me to do, which is really, really amazing.
The truth? It's a lot less expensive to help any of us stay in the homes we love, to be more independent, than it is to support us, or to send us away to some unfamiliar place. That's the economic argument for Real Services. Lena and Cheryl, they're the human argument.
I think the biggest thing is the help that Mom gets. That ramp was a door opener for us. And I would suggest that anyone at all, that is taking care of someone who's, elderly, where you're home all the time, to get a hold of Real Services immediately because your whole world will change. We've had a lot of wonderful people here, haven't we?
Yes. I bet you to hold on to them.
Oh, Mom says you should hold on to Real Services.
A nationally recognized role model for other agencies of its kind, Real Services administrative costs have always remained at or below 3%. 3%. When our local community action agency folded, the state of Indiana turned to Real Services to restore these important programs. And now, as we look to the future, when 20% of our entire population will consist of older adults, Real Services will continue to evolve, innovate, cultivate partnerships, encourage independence.
We all know we could be serving our mother, it could be our uncle, or it could be us someday. So it is all about mission and all about a focus on those we serve.
In every neighborhood, every town, throughout 6 Indiana counties, serving people of every age and all income levels, providing guardianship, in-home assistance, information, advice, and counseling about long-term care options, Medicare, home equity loans and Medicaid, weatherization, nutrition sites throughout the region, and so much more, all with the dignity and respect we all deserve. Something real happened back in '66. Today, the support of community leaders like you, strong partnerships, and dedicated volunteers ensures that programs like the Kitchen for Independent Living will serve us well into the future. This building serves as a permanent home for the Meals on Wheels and Nutrition Program, preparing nearly 250,000 meals a year for some 4,000 senior citizens. It's here for me today, and for you and the people you love tomorrow. Something real. Real Services.